We live in an age where there seem to be cameras watching us everywhere. The same can be said for athletes. It's no longer the era of black and white televisions where one or two cameras were used. Today, sports are shot from every conceivable angle. It means we get a better view on our couch. But it also means athletes can't get away with cheating as much. Nonetheless, cheating happens, and we've collected 10 notorious cheating moments that were caught on live TV for all of us to see. Before we start the Inquisition, be sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a like and comment before you go. Paralympic shame. When it comes to getting caught cheating in an incredibly despicable manner, the 2000 Spanish Paralympic basketball team will forever hold a podium position. As you likely know, the Paralympics are meant for athletes facing a number of challenges and disabilities. Like other countries, Spain knew this but chose to go a different route. In the Paralympic basketball competition, viewers watched as the Spanish sideswept aside opponents and racked up the scoreline. Easily, they marched their way to a gold medal. But then the true story came out. What we all had been watching was a giant lie. One of the players on the Spanish team was an undercover journalist who wasn't disabled in any way. He reported that most of the Spanish players weren't disabled, and that Spanish officials knew this. In fact, the test that should have been administered to see if athletes qualified was never done, on purpose. In the end, 10 of the 12-man roster were not disabled, and Spain was caught red-handed in a plot only Eric Cartman would have been proud of. Needless to say, they had to return all of their medals. The Hand of Fraud. No list of cheaters is complete without at least a reference to Diego Maradona's infamous Hand of God goal. That moment saw the Argentine use his hand to deflect a ball past the England keeper to score a goal. Fast forward to November 2009, and France were playing against the Republic of Ireland in a 2010 World Cup qualifier. With the score tied 1-1, France scored the go-ahead goal that sealed their trip to the big tournament. Yet, everyone saw it was all thanks to some cheating. Replays clearly showed that French star striker Thierry Henry had used his arm twice to control the ball before passing it to an open teammate who scored. The Irish were rightfully furious, and football fans everywhere termed the moment the Hand of Fraud. Despite calls for legal action and a replay, nothing happened, and France advanced to the 2010 World Cup, where they were soundly knocked out in the group stages. Naughty Nibali. Let's face it, the sport of professional cycling has been pretty badly tarnished over the last decade or so. You've had Lance Armstrong stripped of his 7 Tour de France titles, and it seems like every year we hear about other winners getting caught for some type of doping. That sport has a long way to go to repair its reputation. It also doesn't help that many cyclists have a general attitude of meh when it comes to cheating. Take Vincenzo Nibali, for example. In 2015, the Italian cyclist was taking part in the Vuelta a España when he crashed. After getting back on his bike, Nibali decided some cheating was in order. So as cameras recorded, he grabbed onto a team car as it passed and shot ahead of the pack. When caught, he admitted he did it because it happened all the time, and there were lots of episodes like this. Even his team bosses said such cheating was normal, and they brushed the whole thing off like it wasn't a big deal. Wow, no wonder cycling has such a bad reputation. Schumacher at Monaco. When it comes to racing prowess, the drivers of Formula One are the finest on the planet. Now, we here at The Richest acknowledge that Michael Schumacher is probably the greatest F1 driver ever to fly around a track. While we're always open to debate others like Alain Prost, Ayrton Senna, and even Lewis Hamilton, for now we'll stick with Schumi. The German did, however, have a bit of a reputation for cheating. We say it like that because most times you could never really prove he was cheating, but we all knew deep down inside. Take the qualifying segment at the 2006 Monaco Grand Prix. During this episode, Schumacher had the fastest time, which meant he would hold pole position in the race. However, he also knew that rival Fernando Alonso was threatening that time. To prevent a loss of pole, the German experienced car trouble and decided to park his Ferrari on the track right at a tight corner. The move brought out a yellow flag and meant Alonso couldn't finish qualifying at full speed, and thus challenge for pole position. Ooh, shady indeed. Mike's misstep. Coaches aren't active athletes, but depending on the sport, they can be right there in the action. In fact, as Mike Tomlin demonstrated, they can be too close to the action. In 2013, the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach was caught for some rather unusual cheating. During a kickoff return, Baltimore Raven Jacoby Jones looked like he was going straight to the Steelers' end zone. Then, somehow he stumbled and was tackled. Replays showed something rather interesting. Tomlin, standing right on the edge of the field, partially blocked Jones and forced him to move closer to a Steeler player, who then initiated the tackle. In live time, it appeared Tomlin was watching the big screen, but the slow-motion replay showed something a bit different. Tomlin had his back to the play, but was watching out of the corner of his eye, just waiting for Jones to come close. Then, at the last moment, he jumped out of the way, but not before Jones was forced to change his path. Tomlin was fined $100,000 for the act and learned the cameras are always watching. Sammy's sin. Yes, even America's favorite pastime is loaded with cheaters. Often while we sit high up in the stands or in the comfort of our own home, we don't notice things that could be construed as cheating. In June 2003, one of those moments occurred. The game took place at Wrigley Field between the Chicago Cubs and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. In the second inning, with 2 runners on, Sammy Sosa hit a grounder and was thrown out. Keen observers would have seen his bat break and thought nothing of it. Well, then the camera showed the umpire walking out to meet with the other officials while carrying a piece of the bat. Uh-oh. Closer examination showed the bat had been corked or lightened to help Sosa react faster to pitches. That sort of thing is 100% illegal, and everyone watching at home knew Sosa was in trouble. In the end, he was ejected and suspended for 8 games. Despite playing for several more seasons, the corked bat episode definitely left a blemish on the record of this otherwise beloved baseball player. Tyson's bite. The world of boxing has seen some real legends come and go, from Muhammad Ali to Joe Frazier to Floyd Mayweather. There have definitely been some huge names that left their mark. Yet out of all of them, no name dominates as much as the one and only Mike Tyson. For 2 decades, this heavyweight champ smashed opponents into the ground. He also seemed to bring controversy almost everywhere he went. Every now and then, Iron Mike faced the odd allegation or rumor of cheating. However, on June 28, 1997, the cameras caught a very strange act of cheating indeed. There, for all to see, Tyson bit down on Evander Holyfield's ear. Not once, but twice. Any doubts were firmly removed when cameras panned to Holyfield's ear, showing obvious damage caused by a bite. The referee had seen enough and disqualified Tyson. The call led to a near riot, but we doubt many viewers remember that given they were all likely still trying to figure out why on earth a boxer would bite another boxer so blatantly. Rojas's razor. There are many people who refuse to watch soccer, or football as it's known to the rest of the world, because the players dive and exaggerate things in order to cheat the officials. Yes, this does happen. However, sometimes a player will do something so incredibly devious that it makes everything else look insignificant. In 1989, Chile faced Brazil in a World Cup qualifier in Brazil. Down 1-0, Chilean goalkeeper Roberto Rojas knew if his club didn't win somehow, they would be eliminated. When a Brazilian fan threw a flare towards Rojas, he took the opportunity. The keeper fell to the ground, writhing in pain. He even had blood running down his head. Would Brazil forfeit the game and hand a World Cup spot to Chile? Nope. Televised footage and replays showed the flare never hit Rojas. Furthermore, it was discovered that the cut on his head came from a razor blade concealed in his glove. Now that is just plain devious. Brazil was handed the win, Chile was eliminated, and Rojas was handed a ban that was eventually lifted in 2001. Pineda's pitch. Let's head back to the diamond for one more case of cheating in baseball. You could say that ever since Babe Ruth was sold from Boston to New York back in December 1919, the two clubs have hated each other. That rivalry continues to this day and means, unfortunately, that some players cheat in order to win. Take Michael Pineda, for example. In early April 2014, the Yankees pitcher was seen with pine tar in his hands in a game against the Red Sox. Nothing came of it. On April 24th, the Yankees played again with the Red Sox, and Pineda was on the mound. This time, Boston staff noticed pine tar on Pineda's neck and notified the umpire. With cameras watching, the officials came out and checked over Pineda before noticing the substance on his neck. Yup, he was cheating. The Yankees pitcher was ejected from the game. Pineda later said it was a cold night and the tar helped him grip the ball better, so he didn't accidentally hit any batters. The MLB officials were having none of it and handed him a 10-game ban. Patriotic scandals. How about one whole team? No matter which NFL side you support, it's definitely been quite the coincidence that the New England Patriots seem to always find themselves at the center of some sort of scandal or conspiracy theory. This year, it was the 3 overturned touchdown calls made against opponents on potentially game-winning or game-changing plays. Not long ago, it was Deflategate, when Tom Brady was found to be using underinflated balls to get a better grip. When investigators went to check how much the Pats QB knew, and if he had communicated this knowledge with others, his phone was magically destroyed. Then there was the 2007 2011 Spygate cheating scandal. It soon came to light that New England was recording the defensive play calls of opponents during a game, something that is illegal. Sure enough, there on live TV, cameras caught Patriot staff using video cameras to tape the opposition. While the Pats tried to explain their way out of it, no one believed them. Coach Bill Belichick was fined $500,000 and the team another $250,000. In a rather hilarious twist, Belichick was handed the award for 2007 Coach of the Year. So, which one of these cheaters really stands out to you? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and like us before you leave for today. Check in with us next time that you're around. We'll see you later. Bye-bye for now. We live in an age where there seem to be cameras watching us everywhere. The same can be said for athletes. It's no longer the era of black and white televisions where one or two cameras were used. Today, sports are shot from every conceivable angle. It means we get a better view on our couch, but it also means athletes can't get away with cheating as much. Nonetheless, cheating happens, and we've collected 10 notorious cheating moments that were caught on live TV for all of us to see. Before we start the Inquisition, be sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a like and comment before you go. Paralympic shame. When it comes to getting caught cheating in an incredibly despicable manner, the 2000 Spanish Paralympic basketball team will forever hold a podium position. As you likely know, the Paralympics are meant for athletes facing a number of challenges and disabilities. Like other countries, Spain knew this but chose to go a different route. In the Paralympic basketball competition, viewers watched as the Spanish sideswept aside opponents and racked up the scoreline. Easily, they marched their way to a gold